Good evening. Back for another paint night. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I am just getting started with tonight, just getting a background laid. And then tomorrow, after hopefully the paint dries, or it's mostly dried, I'll do the rest of it. I'm doing this on a painting I have done before. And even though I like the colors and I like how the sky turned out, um, I kind of put my own mountains in there instead of, and they just didn't completely turn out the way I wanted. It's not bad, just not what I wanted. This is going to add a little bit to the painting that ends up on top of it, but I think it's something I can work with. So anyway, what I want to get started with is just laying down the copper for a base here, and then I want to um, swipe some black over it. And because one other painting I did that had the whole brass background, and then I did like a tree limb. And the original thought was the tree limb was like maybe cherry blossom, something like that. But a friend of mine who bought it felt like it looked like a cotton plant. And you know what? It works. I like it. I could see where she got the cotton from. Oh, I thought I felt the cat come up. But anyway, so I want to get this laid out, and then it'll be dry, and then I'll be back, and we will start putting the next plant on the front of this. So first of all, I have got to get my apron on and get this switch so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and tipping down. And let's see, it's a little closer. I think that's it. All right, and tonight I'm going to save my hands, and it's something that I've have seen done, and it's like, oh yeah, I don't know why I don't do that, because that means I have to keep washing my hands the more I don't use something to spread it around. And I think it'll be easier to clean the spatula up with my hands. All right, so I think last time I actually also put way too much on. I'm going to try and do it where I did like the last one I did with the brass background. I really like how it turned out. I thought, I want a little more depth with what's behind it. And of course, as I'm saying, I want a little more depth. It's kind of like with people, we can all have more to us. I don't think there's really anybody who everybody gets to see their full self, and that's what makes us all special. We've got more depth than is usually readily seen. Some people let people into the depths more than others. And I kind of have figured out, like myself, I coined the term with my daughter, and then later found out I am not the only person who has ever thought of being an extroverted introvert. You ever heard of that? Let me know, because after I coined it with my daughter, I noticed it showing up on some Facebook memes and stuff. But an an extroverted introvert is somebody that hopefully I'm getting An extrovert introvert is somebody who, in crowds, tends to kind of hang back. But boy, you make a friend, or you get that small group of people that you connect with. You can't shut us up. I mean, there have been people who have tried. And I see my daughter that way. She'll be in certain situations and you can't get 2 words out of her, and then all of a sudden it's like she finally gets to use up her fair share of words. And I'm like that. I tell people before, it's like, okay, yeah, sorry, I know I'm talking your ear off. I'm going to do just a little more of this all the way around. Because I still want the brass to be the prominent color. Because I like how it kind of, the last one, it kind of looked the way it went. It kind of reminded me of like a fence was behind everything. So I thought, well, let's see if we can't make it look even more like a fence. Okay. And when it's all done, I will paint the sides. Right now, I don't think. Okay, I can tell where I've gotten too used to using my fingers for this. I'm trying to be neat. Before I put the black on. And this isn't like the smoothest paint. It's not a good solid, like if I were painting a wall for room, this would not be the way I'd want the paint to look. But for the purposes that I want this painting, I think it actually turns out better if it is just a little more uneven. Hit it with some heat. Once I plug it in. Okay. Alrighty. Now with any luck, I will be right back after I get my black opened up. Okay, back with the black. And I'm just gonna take it across the top. And I've got a piece of plastic here I'm going to use to swipe it. And I can see I'm needing more black. get on there, that makes it helps. Okay, I don't want a ton of black on this, but a little more. A lot more. Consistent, right? Okay. Here. The problem is I just need to start at the other end more. Or maybe I just need to, since there's going to have to be a top and a bottom to this, since it's going to be the tree's going to be coming up this way. A little bit this way. Okay. And I want to give a feel of a fence behind the tree branch I'm going to paint tomorrow. All right. I think, let me hit this with a little more heat. I knew we'd get help from retreaties here. Alrighty. So, we'll see you back when this is dry. Okay, this is all dry. Now it's time to lay out the branch. I've got 4 different colors here. Start with the darkest. And what I did last time was I did the branches and then I got overzealous and wanted to go straight to putting the start here, putting the blossoms on it, and that did not work. Because the colors ran into each other. And so I'm going to make sure this time I'm going to put this part down and let it give it a chance to dry. Then I'll be back for the flowers. Spring is such a good time of year, huh? black. Give us about the shading. When my daughter used to watch when I first got back to it. My mom, don't be afraid to use black. It gives it depth. I think maybe that's kind of what this painting's about, is depth. And they seem to be using that word. We need to be willing to go deeper. Let's see if I can get into this better. Apparently. Let's see. Okay, we'll take a break. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. I've got some of this to mix in here. This whole thing down here a little thicker. And a splash of silver. And give us some character. Ah, that's more character than I wanted. Silver flows a little faster than everything else does. Okay. been a few hours, especially since it's not over a wide amount of area. More little swipe. Okay, we'll be back when that dries. Okay, I think I've got the branches just dry enough. It's still a little wet, but we're going to go ahead and make our flowers. Managed to get a little nap in. Take my son's dog for a walk. Nice afternoon off, highlighted by getting some painting in. Make it a little mix with what's bark. Hopefully not too much. Nice thing is with this you don't have to be super precise. And I can add alright. Okay, and I'm going to use a little of the silver for the middle of this. And I've already realized the silver comes out fast, so I'm hoping I like this. Ah, yeah, that's going to be a big one. I will adapt, improvise, and overcome. I'll put some more yellow over there. Some more string flowers along there. And Bob Ross happy little mistakes. I was using it for oils, but I think it counts twice as much here. And I just ran it right into that. So I get from doing something in one place and looking another to figure out my next steps. About ready. Okay. And since I'm just going to go ahead and add more to that area. Together. Alrighty. All I need is to get my straw. We're ready to go. All right, so here we go. Okay, had to do a little differently with my flowers because the paint's too thin to make good. You know, I'm gonna just try and go with it a little bit, but it's gonna add some leaves in here. There aren't a lot of leaves when they're flowers, just because. Huh. Okay. Lights just dimmed out. Not sure what happened. I'll show you when we got the finished product. Okay, so here we have the finished product. Add another limb down here, and yeah, it's kind of fun. I like the big picture of it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and just let me know what you think, and drop a comment, subscribe. Let me know who you are. Thanks. Bye.